Runjing ceramic hard sealing ball valve product classification.
2007年，我们开发润形大流量软化阀时，需要球阀控制吸烟口。当时选用了不锈钢球阀，球芯为不锈钢材料，阀座为聚四氟乙烯。流经球阀的盐水具有高腐蚀性，且含有一定的固体颗粒盐，会腐蚀不锈钢球芯，划伤密封面。这种球阀质量不稳定，容易泄漏，导致吸盐异常，影响设备的稳定运行。为解决这些问题，2012年，我们从特种陶瓷端面密封向球面密封技术突破，开发出润景陶瓷硬密封球阀，用于大流量软化阀的吸盐和补水控制。经过多年的应用，质量稳定，得到了市场的广泛认可。之后，我们陆续开发了多种尺寸规格、不同控制方式的球阀，形成了润景陶瓷硬密封球阀系列产品。
The naming rules for Runjing ball valves mainly include valve body material, driving method, structural form, connection method, etc. The first letter represents a special purpose, such as Q for quick type, V for adjustable type, and omitted for regular use. The second letter represents the type, Q for ball valve and J for globe valve. The third digit represents the driving mode, for example, 6 is pneumatic, 9 is electronic, and manual control is omitted. The fourth digit represents the connection method, such as 1 for female thread, 3 for glue, 4 for flange, 5 for hot melt, and so on. The fifth digit represents the structural form, such as 1 for straight through, 2 for Y-type 3-way, 4 for L-type 3-way, 5 for T-type 3-way, and so on. The sixth digit represents the valve body material, such as 0 for PPO, 4 for 316L, 5 for UPVC, and so on. The seventh digit represents the sealing surface or lining material, with 1 being 95 alumina oxide, 2 being silicon carbide, and 3 being zirconia oxide. The eighth digit represents the input voltage, for example, 1 is DC 6 voltage, 2 is DC 12 voltage, 5 is AC 220 voltage. Manual and pneumatic are omitted. The ninth letter represents the suffix of electronic ball valves, such as A for time period ball valves, C for 3-wire control, and so on. The final number represents the nominal diameter, for example, 25 represents DN25. For a more detailed introduction to naming rules, please refer to the Runjing ball valve manual. According to the material of the valve body, Runjing ball valves have UPVC, PPO valve bodies, and 316L stainless steel valve bodies. The ball valve model with UPVC valve body, straight-through structure, and PPO female thread connection is Q91151X15 or 25, UPVC glue, PPR hot melt, American Standard NPT female thread, and UPVC flange connection are also optional. The ball valve model with UPVC valve body, L-type 3-way structure, and PPO female thread connection is Q91451X25. UPVC glue and PPR hot melt connection are also optional. The model of UPVC valve body, T-type 3-way structure, and UPVC glue ball valve is Q93551X25. PPR hot melt connection is also optional. The model of PPO valve body, L-type 3-way structure, and UPVC glue ball valve is Q93451X25 or 50. PPO female thread or American Standard male thread connection is also optional. The ball valve model with 316L stainless steel body, straight-through structure, and female thread connection is Q91141X15 or 25. Optional flange or clamp connection. The model of the ball valve with 316L stainless steel valve body, T-type 3-way structure, and threaded connection is Q91541X25. Optional clamp connection. The straight-through ball valve core adopts a straight-line structure, which plays a role in connecting and cutting off fluids, or controlling flow by adjusting the opening degree that we have a range of DN15 to DN200 diameters to choose from. The valve core structure of the Runjing L-type 3-way ball valve is L-type, as shown in figure. The flow channel structure is that the middle port A serves as a common port, which is always connected. By rotating the valve core, it is connected to the left B port or the right C port respectively, playing a role in switching the flow channel. Currently, the diameter range is DN20 to DN80, and the valve body material is available in UPVC and PPO, with manual, electronic, and pneumatic control options. The valve core of the Runjing T-type 3-way ball valve adopts a T-type structure, and the valve core channel has 4 different flow directions, as shown in figure. Flow directions A and B are used to switch the flow channel, while flow directions C and D are mostly used for one channel to be normally open and need to control the opening and closing of the other channel. The flow direction of the ball valve needs to be determined before ordering. Runjing manual ball valve can be opened and closed by turning the handle or handwheel. One of its major features is that the torque is particularly light, the ball core has high smoothness, and dirty things are not easily attached to the surface of the ball core. Even if it does not move for a long time, the switch is very easy. Pneumatic ball valves use compressed air to drive actuators to achieve fast opening and closing, speeds of about 1 to 2 seconds. They can be equipped with speed controllers to adjust the opening and closing speed, limit switches, solenoid valves, position signal feedback devices, and so on. To achieve functions such as flow adjusting and ball valve position signal feedback. Electronic ball valves are driven by motors to open and close, with 2 control modes, switch type and adjusting type. The adjusting type motor can adjust the opening of the ball valve to control fluid flow, pressure, temperature, and so on. The opening and closing speed of the ball valve is slow, generally between 3 seconds and 3 minutes, and will not cause water hammer in the pipeline. Depending on the wiring method, there are 2-wire control, 3-wire control, power reset, timed opening and closing, and signal adjusting control. 2-wire control for ball valve opening and closing through power supply reversal. 3-wire control for ball valve opening and closing through normally open and normally close contacts, with both DC and AC motors available. The timed opening and closing ball valve automatically opens and closes by setting the opening and closing time, controlled by time periods and time points. Time duration control is to set a time interval to control the delayed opening and closing of the ball valve, which has 2 modes, hour-minute mode and minute-second mode. The time point is controlled by setting the opening and closing time of the ball valve separately. The opening and closing time of the ball valve can be set at different times every day from Monday to Sunday, and up to 5 sets of opening and closing times can be set per day. The ball valve with power reset is similar to an electromagnetic valve, with a built-in capacitor. When the external power is cut off, the capacitor can discharge and drive the motor, and the valve will automatically reset. The function of the Runjing power reset ball valve is similar to that of an electromagnetic valve, but there are differences in structural principles and application scenarios. Electromagnetic valves are opened and closed by electromagnetic force pushing springs, with only 2 states, open and closed. They are generally sealed with rubber, and have a soft sealing structure, which is not resistant to impurity wear and is prone to leakage. They open and close quickly, and are prone to water hammer. During the opening time of the electromagnetic valve, the coil needs to be continuously energized, which consumes a lot of power. Runjing power reset ball valve is driven by a motor to rotate the valve stem and valve core to achieve opening and closing, with fully open, fully closed and other states. The overcurrent components used for opening and closing are made of special ceramic materials, with a hard sealing structure, good sealing performance, resistance to impurity wear, adjustable opening and closing speed, less prone to water hammer, light torque, and low power consumption after the switch is in place.